What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Hammerstein, and I know it's been a while since I've done a last video, but today we have one of the products that I actually been waiting to do and also did interest me a lot, and then this is the Realme GT Neo 2. So today's video, what we're going to do is go through the key specs and features, go through a little bit of unboxing over here, and also just to show you how the phone would actually look like if you decide to buy this. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so let's start off with the unboxing. Very similar to the GT and GT Master Edition. Welcome to the Realme family over here, and let's see what else we have inside this box. So quick guide, manual books and stuff. Here is the phone, which we are going to check out in a little bit, and also we do have a nice case over here. It's not your clear case that you normally would get. This is a very nice matte case. Alright, there, and here's your super dart charge, 65 watts, and also your cable. Let's see if they give us anything else. There's no earphone, so that is about it. So looking really good. So here is the GT Neo 2, and let's just peel this off. Let's try to slide this out if I can to make it still look really good. And yes, it looks really nice over here. I mean, yes, I do say this a lot about a lot of these phones that I have on this channel, but I have to admit that with the GT Neo 2, it looks very premium. More premium indeed compared to the GT Master Edition with the luggage feel, and also the normal Realme GT with that sports car feel. This does look a bit similar to the Oppo Reno 6 Pro, and it does have that nice finish over here. And as we can see, you're not going to get a lot of fingerprints on the back. Nice camera setup, and also a nice display right here. So what I'm going to do now is just to set up this phone, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so here we go. Here is the Realme GT Neo 2, and here's your power button, and also we do have the volume rockers on the other side. And in terms of the feel of it, I gotta say it really feels good in hand, but also you have to keep in mind that this is quite slippery on the back over here. So yes, if you're holding this without a case, you know, you might kind of just slip it out of your hand. So I would advise you to get a case over on this phone. And here is the case, and this is how it actually looks like. And I gotta say, it actually looks alright, I would say. You know, it does have that matte texture again as well, you know, kind of protects your phone, and it does look really cool. Seeing that it's quite hard to get your phone case for this kind of phones. So we have a down-firing speaker over here, also your top-firing speakers to give you your stereo speaker setup, and also we're going to have the 120Hz refresh rate here, and we're going to check out the display in just a little bit. There's no headphone jack with this, and about the price of this one I got it here for about 2,200 ringgit Malaysia for the highest spec, the 12 gigs RAM variant, and 256 gigs of storage. Alright, so now let's check out the display and speakers on this phone. Okay, so talking about the display over here, it does come with your 120Hz E4 AMOLED display, and I know, yes, you guys have heard this name before, and it's on the Poco F3. So yes, this one does come with your 120Hz display up to 1300 nits as well. In terms of the size, it does come at 6.62 inches compared to the 6.67 on the Poco F3. And yes, definitely I'll be comparing this to my favorite Poco F3. And in terms of the protection here, we do have a Corning Gorilla Glass 5. So yes, in terms of the display, I gotta say it's really looking really good. In terms of sharpness, contrasty, and also that brightness is looking really good over here with the Realme GT Neo 2. Alright, so next up here, we're going to test out the speakers on this phone, and as I mentioned, this one does come with your stereo speaker setup, which of course is a good thing if you like to enjoy your content and watching your shows. So you have one on the top here and also on the bottom on this phone. So let's just click this. Okay, so for me the speakers are alright. I wouldn't say it's the loudest as what we have had on this channel, but it's quite decent, I would say. And in terms of the clarity, in terms of the bass, it is quite good actually for the Realme GT Neo 2. Alright, and also this phone does come with your fingerprint unlock, your under display, and also your face unlock. And let's see how fast it goes. as we can see there, works really fast. Face unlock, as we can see, immediately into your phone, works really fast and really well on the GT Neo 2. Alright, so next up here, let's talk about the internal specs. So the GT Neo 2 does come with the Snapdragon 870, and in terms of the RAM, it does come up to 12 gigs of RAM. Now, of course, if you want the lower spec, you can get the 8 gigs of RAM. In terms of storage, it can go up to 128 all the way to 256 gigs of storage, LPDDR5 RAM, and also UFS 3.1. And also one more thing that I did is I did run the benchmark test over here, and it did give me quite good scores, I would say, from the Geekbench and also 3D Mark. If you guys are interested in those numbers, and definitely again I'll be comparing this to the Poco F3, so still stay tuned to this channel. So in terms of performance, you're not going to expect a lot of difference over here in terms of flagship phones. It's a really fast and good processor. I think the 870 is one of the best processors you can get out here in 2021. It's more optimized compared to the 888 for me, and in terms of gaming, in terms of heat management, I actually played some games on this as well. It works really well. Alright, and going on to the next thing over here, which is the battery side of things. So this one does come with the 5000 milliamps of battery, and in terms of charging, this one here does come with the super dart charge, 65 watts, so it's able to charge up from 0 all the way to 100% in just over half an hour, which is of course very insane. And in terms of the battery management over here, I think it's pretty decent. You have your power saving mode, you have your super power saving mode, also you have your GT mode over here if you guys want top performance. So yes, do not worry about this as well. You're gonna get very good battery management here with the GT Neo 2. Alright, and also one of the last few things that we have here is the fact that this phone does come with your Realme UI 2.0, and I gotta say, I actually do like the software side of things over here. It does give you a lot of customizations going on from the home screen, lock screen. Also, it does have your always on display, so you have all this other stuff which I really do like. Your double tap to lock, which is one of the favorite features. And in terms of display, you can change your 120 Hz and all this other good stuff. And it also does have this kind of video image sharpener to enhance your video content, whatever you're watching, to give it a more punchy feel. Also, you can change your notifications, status bar, and also you do have like this kind of side toggle over here as well, very similar to your Edge panel on Samsung devices. So yes, Realme UI does have a lot of features with their software side of things over here, and I really do like it. And also in terms of swiping down, you can access your quick settings menu, and also in terms of the Google Discover here as well. As we can see, there's a lot of stuff that is very baked in over here. And in terms of the overall stabilization on the software, I gotta say it's actually quite good. And of course, if you guys want to go crazy in terms of software, you can do it here with the Realme GT Neo 2. And only one of the major setbacks is the fact that it may not get your maybe 3 years or 4 years of software updates. Realme hasn't really come out yet to promise everyone they're going to get a lot of updates. So yes, this is one thing to consider, but looking of course at the internal specs, it can support for a long time. Alright, so last thing over here, let's talk about those cameras. So it's very similar to the Realme GT in terms of the selfie camera. It's using the same 16 megapixel f2.5 sensor, and it can record up to 1080p at 30 fps, and it does have your gyro EIS. Going on to the rear cameras over here, we do have a triple camera setup, again similar to the Realme GT, starting with the main lens at 64 megapixel f1.8 with your dual autofocus, 8 megapixel f2.3, and also a 2 megapixel macro shooter f2.4. In terms of recording, it can record up to 4K at 60 fps, and it does have your gyro EIS. There's no OIS that does come with your camera setup over here. So let's take some shots and see how good are those cameras. Okay, so looking at the shots with the main lens, I gotta say it does look very sharp, and in terms of color, it's very natural to how it actually is. And going on to the ultra wide as well, it does look a little bit soft, but it still does give you a good amount of details and sharpness. Pretty acceptable, I would say. Not much of distortion I can see. In terms of these 2 times of digital zoom right here, it does look pretty grainy and soft, but still good amount of details, I would say, as well. And going on to this super macro feature, it does look really detailed here as well. So it's pretty acceptable if you guys like a lot of those kind of macro shots. And also, if we go on to some selfie image over here, you gotta tone down in the settings if you want a more natural look, but it does give you a good amount of detail, sharpness, and also subject separation. Alright, so that is it with the Realme GT Neo 2, and I gotta say I'm actually quite liking this phone. The price is quite similar to the Realme GT over here, which of course people will be asking which one to get. To be honest, I will get this phone right here. It does have your bigger display, and also in terms of the battery, it is bigger compared to the Realme GT. And one of the major things why I said I prefer this phone is the fact it does use the Snapdragon 870, which for me is a little bit more well optimized compared to the Realme GT. But if you guys want a more hardcore gaming session, I think the 888 might help you in that department. I think for a lot of people, the 870 would be good enough. So that is it. If you guys did enjoy this video and also want to see more of these type of videos, do click the like and smash that subscribe button down below for more videos like this in the future. Do also follow me on my socials as well on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and also here on YouTube at Dr. Hammerstein. So that is it. This is Dr. Hammerstein. Stay safe, take care, and wash those hands.